You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hey, beautiful people. I'm May Queen, and something powerful is landing on the 1st of March 2026. The Make You Lounge, where faith meets vibe, where culture meets conversation, and where creativity meets purpose. Broadcasting live from London with strong diaspora root from the Make You Lounge every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Star Radio UK. This isn't just a radio show, it is a movement. So lock it in, tell a friend, pull up to the lounge, because in the May Queen Lounge, we build legacy while we vibe. See you Sunday at 7 p.m.
Hi! I am recording from the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandem. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
The best radio show
all around the world. Broadcasting live online, in your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you are listening to Star Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Star Radio, radio for the people, by the people.
Oh, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet, and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Star Radio UK. Thursday edition of the morning show. Today is Thursday, the 23rd day of April, the year 2026. With the time now 90 minutes past the top of the hour, and wherever you are this morning, once again let me say Thank you very much for tuning in this morning to listen to us. You don't see me, don't you worry. You're going to be seeing me pretty soon. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so from now till 12:30 exactly when we bring the curtains down for the end of the program, I'm going to be a captain. I'm going to bring you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. If it's making the headline, the rest assured of one thing that I'm going to be touching on it. And once again, let me say, welcome to the show. We're broadcasting live on all the social media platforms. Just go in there, share the links with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages as well as we go on. But let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Francis, good morning to you. Thank you very much. And Perry as well, the dream team. They see to do everything and put everything out nicely. Perfecto. And you did that this morning as well. Thank you very, very much. And may I take this opportunity to say good morning to Mr. My brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Atakofi, good morning to you. Niana Joe, all of us Shaman, good morning to you. Alex, the Zongo man himself, massive good morning to you, sir. Hope you are doing very, very, very well, bro. Good morning to Coach Joe, Pastor Julius, Coach Joe, Coach D. Good morning to you, Mr. Dan Taberi, CEO of GI Accountancy Services, our money man. Massive good morning to you, sir. Hope you are doing very, very well. And let me take this opportunity to also say good morning to no other one but the one and only Eben, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa, to Delta Hammond in Kumasi. Ma'am, this is Vida Hammond. Massive good morning to you, ma'am. I hope you are doing very, very well there as well. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, let me put it this way, all protocol observed. Mr. Laimiko, good morning to you. Wherever any one of you are, if you are listening to us via the Koiki Media platforms, Yoruba Nation platform, and United States of Biafra platforms, we salute you and we want to welcome you to the program once again. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So let's kick off. By way of the weather forecast, the program I'm going to bring you the coach for the day, the weather forecast to follow suit, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to have a look. Similar stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as Global Trotting. Then after which we'll bring you the details of the stories making the round. At 11:45, the line will be activated for you to add your voice to the discussion if need be. However, if you are listening to us or watching us live, you can put your comments on the platforms that we are broadcasting on. Why not? Okay, and I will read that out, and then we'll move on from there. It's exactly at 12:30 we'll bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in the gist, that's what's going to happen. But you know what? I remain yours sincerely. The one and only Archie. And once again, I say, welcome on board.
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
Okay, so the quote for the day says, life has those special moments and circumstances that sometimes seem relatively unimportant, but prove to be highly significant. Might be unimportant if you look at it, but proves to be significant or highly significant. So make sure that you spot those opportunities or those occasions or those circumstances or those moments and hatch into it, and you see what will come out of it. All right then. Now to the weather front, the rest of today will be dry and fine with long spells of sunshine. It will be a warm day for many. Tonight will be dry with mainly clear skies, although a few patches of mist and fog will develop. When it comes to the temperatures, the temperature is going to be 18 degrees. The lower is going to be 5 degrees. Sunset is going to be UV level is going to be high. Pollution is going to be low. Sunset 2010 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:49 hours, and that is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to the travels this morning. Let me tell you what is happening on the travels this morning. What have I got for you? Okay, well, this morning was much better, but hey, the Circle Line, District Line, Metropolitan Line, Victoria Line are all experiencing suspension, severe delays, and minor delays, respectively. So if you are using any of those, please check before you continue. The strike is going on until the 24th of April. Friday, the 24th of April, that's tomorrow, is from the 21st to the 24th. So Check it out. Moving on, the DLR is on a good service, and London Tramlink running good service there as well. London Overground is also running a good service. Now, on the river bars, apologies, let's go to the major roads before we come to the river bars as we normally will. On the major roads in London, apart from the North Circular A4 Road 6 that is experiencing serious delays, all the others have no exceptional delays. You can zoom through it like a hot knife in a butter. Now, the river bars is also running a good service. The London Cable Car, good service there as well. Bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update. That is the National Rail. As I say, keep your eyes on the roads. That's to keep you navigated. I promise our bond. So, on the National Rail this morning, Great Western Railway, Mersey Rail are offering special services. Northern Rail, Southwestern Railway, and Southern also offering special services. On that note, I would say that's a normal word. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a commercial break. We come back. I take you where? Global Trotting. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
From the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandu. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
Beautiful people, I'm May Queen, and something powerful is landing on the 1st of March 2026. The Make You Lounge, where faith meets vibe, where culture meets conversation, and where creativity meets purpose. Broadcasting live from London with strong diaspora root from the Make You Lounge every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. This isn't just a radio show, it is a movement. So lock it in, tell a friend, pull up to the lounge, because in the May Queen Lounge, we build legacy while we vibe. See you Sunday at 7 p.m.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
All right, and Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 11:30, and let's go global trotting before we bring you some other announcements there. But hey, what are you looking for? Got it all here for you. Yes, sir. All right, then. Now, when it comes to the stories making the rounds here in the UK, coming from here, of course, that's where we start from. High street mini marts selling cocaine, cannabis, and prescription drugs. That is what the BBC's secret filming has revealed. Across the UK, shopfronts are being exploited by criminal gangs pushing illegal drugs. Experts are saying. All right then. Well, and then in other stories making the round still in the UK front. I am on 6 different NHS waiting lists. It's taking over my life. And UK and France strike new £662 million small boats deal. But is France going to do any different from there? Prime Minister ex-chief of staff to give evidence on Mandelson's vetting. Well, we thought that everything is over now, but they seem to be stoking. AI is already leading to fewer jobs for young people, says Sunak, the former prime minister. Well, it is true, isn't it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, let's moving on, or let me put it this way, plodding on. In other stories making the round this morning, across the globe, kicking off from the US as well. U.S. Navy Chief leaving post effective immediately, Pentagon has said. Report says Phelan, whose role was largely administrative, left amid tension over U.S. ship building. Well, so he's left. A court has paused redistricting in Virginia days after voters approved new maps. And then in other stories, U.S. won't dictate terms of free trade talks, says Prime Minister Carney. That is pertaining to Canada. A serial thief who stole Christy Noem's handbag sentenced to 3 years in prison. Oh boy. And billionaire backer sues Trump's family's crypto firm over alleged extortion. And fire crew tore rapper Drake giant ice stallion in Toronto. Okay. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there in the Latin American area as well. What's going on there? UAE-backed Colombian mercenaries provided support to Sudan paramilitary support. No cartel involved, but Mexico pyramid attack prompts new concerns. The deadly shooting at a popular tourist site weeks before the World Cup has rocked Mexico. Are you confident enough and security conscious enough to go there? Role of U.S. official killed in crash in Mexico under scrutiny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on to Europe as well to look at some of the stories making the rounds there. And what have I got for you? In Europe, 2 trains collide head-on in Denmark, leaving 5 critically hurt. The accident happened early on Thursday at a level crossing north of Copenhagen. Moldovan oligarch jailed in $1 billion theft of the century case. Oh boy. EU has approved 90 billion euros loan for Ukraine as pipeline is turned on, ending the deadlock. Zelensky says failures of US envoys to visit Kyiv is disrespectful. Well. Their priorities have changed, right? Okay then. Star Radio UK. You go to people la sumila, that's what happens. But if you are controlling your own destiny, things are different. You don't rely on other people to do it. Okay, still on. Philippines ex-president Duterte to stand trial at ICC as ICC confirms crime against humanity charges. And China weathered Trump's tariff, but the Iran war is taking a toll. The Middle East conflict is putting pressure on factory orders, costs, and jobs in China. Export-driven economy. And Taiwan minister makes rare visit to disputed South China Sea island. Okay, those are some of the stories making the rounds there as well as we continue. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now going to the Middle East as well. Well, Israeli strike kills 5 Palestinians in northern Gaza, medics have said, and Iran has received first Strait of Hormuz shipping toll. Deputy Speaker says the Iranian official did not say who paid the toll or how much it was. President Trump has previously said the U.S. will target ships if they pay Iran to use the strait, but some have paid it. Who paid? That is the question. Iran says Strait of Hormuz cannot be opened due to ceasefire breaches. And Lebanon accuses Israel of targeting journalists killed in a strike. Okay, so come your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On the African continent as well, Zambia's government takes possession of ex-president's body in repatriation row. My apologies. Now, Zambia's authorities and the Lungo's family are in dispute over where former leaders' remains should be buried. Well, what do you think about that? Exclamations have been going on far too long, but I will tell you more. This man was jailed for 5 years over Nigeria and SARS protests and then freed without trial. Is he going to get a compensation for that? We're going to be telling you more on that front. And Pope Leo criticizes Equatorial Guinea's prisons as he winds up African tour. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens on that front. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Still on the African front, the Senegal's ex-president Macky Sall is urging peace and diplomacy at UN audition. He's trying to see whether he'll get a top job there, the Secretary General position. However, do you think that if he gets the Secretary General position, he will be a good person to be able to work with Trump? You know how he looks down? Okay, arrest my case. Now, Russia's Vladimir Putin hosts Seychelles President Patrick Khamenei at Kremlin. Wow, his war is going on, but he's doing so much for himself. Okay, moving on. In Algeria desert, Sahrawi refugees still dream of independent homeland. Well, Morocco's Mohammed VI tower rises over Rabat Saleh. There are some stories making the rounds, and defendant plead not guilty over 2025 Nigeria coup plot. Is it giving a dog a bad name to hang it or what? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 12-member Kano Assembly panel to screen Yusuf's nominee Sule Garu for deputy governorship, and federal government mourns as Nigeria ambassador designate to Algeria dies. Oh, he didn't take his position and then died. Okay. The Supreme Court reserved decision in PDP's appeal against judgment avoiding Ibadan Convention. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. Let's come to Ghana as well. Master AI and cybersecurity to fight fake news. Well, that is what Dr. Senator Rollins is saying. Say, go, master yourself. Try to find a way to work again. And then we will be able to use that to fight fake news. Who is he directing this quest to? Is it to the general public or who? Okay. In other stories as well, corruption, cultural dynamics, and ineffective crisis communication hindering Ghana's fight against Galamsey. That's what a study said. Final one, the OSP ruling is about the law, not politics. Ajua Ejepoma, another lawyer, is saying there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and the president of Ghana says, I won't abandon Eastern region. Well, he reaffirms equitable development. Now, if you become a president, you're not a president for your hometown only, or where you hail from, but you're a president for the whole nation, and therefore development must be as such. The first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, when he started development, didn't do anything in his hometown. Every development was centered on or around the capital, other places, and trying to do as much there. Well, so what do you think about all that? Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, we're going to take a break. And once we come back, I will bring you the details of all the stories making the round this morning. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hey, beautiful people. I'm May Queen, and something powerful is landing on the 1st of March 2026. The Make You Lounge, where faith meets vibe, where culture meets conversation, and where creativity meets purpose. Broadcasting live from London with strong diaspora root from the Make You Lounge every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. This isn't just a radio show, it is a movement. So lock it in, tell a friend, pull up to the lounge, because in the May Queen Lounge, we build legacy while we vibe. See you Sunday at 7 p.m.
I am recording from the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandu. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, 11:44, exactly the time. And let me announce the lines open. Yes, so wherever you are, you want to join in the conversation, feel free to do so. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right, then, let's move on. Okay. So kicking off from home here in the UK, and let me announce the line open as well. Yeah, if you want to join in the conversation, feel free to do so. Yeah, you can call us via Teams, and it is Starr Radio UK via Teams Starr Radio UK. All right then. So now let's move on. Let's move on to the details of the stories that we've looked at. Now, high street mini marts are selling cocaine, cannabis, prescription drugs. Well, a BBC secret filming has revealed. And what does it say there? That is the big. That's the big issue going on there. That is the big issue going on there. Now, cocaine, cannabis, laughing gas, and prescription pills are being offered for sale in mini marts on UK high street. They were readily offered to an undercover researcher who secretly filmed in shops across 4 neighboring West Midlands town. And somebody can say, So what exactly seemed to be happening there? What exactly seemed to be happening there? Okay. Now, one street the visitor was described as lawless by an anonymous law enforcement source. So even the law enforcement agencies are calling them lawless? Oh boy. Then that seemed to be a big issue there. That seemed to be a big issue there. Now, just a few miles away, in a town where they found illegal drugs being sold in shops, legitimate businesses told us they had been intimidated by gangs and witnessed knife and gang violence. Quite interesting. Now, across the country, shop fronts are being exploited by organized criminal gangs that have gained a foothold pushing illegal drugs, say both the National Crime Agency, that's the NCA, and Chartered Trading Standards Institute, the SCTSI. And that is quite frightening. Quite frightening. Now, some analysis, when they analyze dozens of recent local news reports as part of their ongoing investigation into the criminal activity on UK High Street, from Bedford in Devon to Great Yarmouth in Norfolk to Belfast in Northern Ireland, they found that drugs, including crystal meth and heroin, had been found in more than 70 shops and linked premises. Responding to findings in the West Midlands and more widely a senior Labour MP is now calling on the government to act urgently. We can't restore our high street unless we take out the cancer of organized crime, says Liam Bainey, chair of the Business and Trade Committee. The government is working with police, the NCA, and trading standards to take the strongest possible action against these criminal businesses, a spokesperson for the Home Office has said. The West Midlands Police said it would always work with partners to act on complaints. Starr Radio UK. Now we're moving on to some of the other stories. But the issue is, when it comes to the high street, now rentals are high. So big firms are moving out of there. Okay? Now, the owners of these buildings or these properties are just doing anything. And again, of course, when somebody's coming to rent, you're not going to say, "Oh, what are you going to be doing with that premises?" The person says, "Well, I want to have a shop there." Okay, you're not going to say, "What are you going to be selling?" It's up to the council to find out what they are selling. And I know that there are inspectors who come, and they should be from the council as well, who have to investigate all that and be able to say something about it. However, it doesn't seem to be the situation, and things are getting over the top. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think is a way forward when it comes to this? Quite an interesting one, right? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. In another story as well, riot-trained police will be sent to beaches in France as part of new 662 million deal with the UK to stop illegal migrants from crossing the English Channel. Is it riot police from the UK or riot police from France? Now, Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood is due to sign a 3-year agreement with France on Thursday, which we will see at least 50 police officers trained in riot and crowd control tactics drafted into tackle violence and hostile crowds. The deal will involve France deploying millions of pounds worth of drones, 2 helicopters, and a camera system to intercept people smugglers and illegal migrants. For the first time, ministers have said around 100 million pounds of UK funding could be redirected or redrawn after a year if not enough journey are stopped. The UK government has not confirmed what targets the French would have to meet in order to keep the money. Speaking ahead of the new deal being signed, Mahmoud said, "Our work with the French has stopped tens of thousands of illegal migrants boarding boats headed to Britain. But we must do more. This landmark deal will stop illegal migrants making the perilous journey and put people smugglers behind bars." The Conservatives accuse the government of handing over £500 million of our money with no conditions at all. Reform UK accused the government of giving France more money for a system that has already failed. Now, if you're listening to us, do you think this time around it will work? Because when they have what do you call them? Crowd control police officers there, getting some helicopters around there as well. Maybe that will foment or stop the rising, because we are getting to a time where the weather changes. The sea is a bit warm and things are taking a lot, and then we have the issue where we have the boats coming in like no man's business. But what do you think is going to happen on that front? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In the US as well, a US Navy chief is leaving his post effective immediately. That's what the Pentagon has said. U.S. Navy Secretary John Phelan is leaving the Trump administration. The Pentagon announced on Wednesday his departure will be effective immediately. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said in a social media post, Navy Under Secretary Hong Kao will serve on an acting basis in the role, which is largely administrative. Now, Phelan is the latest high-ranking military leader to leave the administration in recent months. His departure comes amid the U.S.-Israel war with Iran and the continued U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. The Navy has not provided a reason. His exit came after tensions within the American leadership over issues surrounding shipbuilding, according to unconfirmed reports in U.S. media. In a quote, it said, on behalf of the Secretary of War and Deputy Secretary of War, we are grateful to Secretary Phelan for his service to the department and the United States Navy. Panel wrote, we wish him well in his future endeavors. Now, it comes just weeks after U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth asked Army Chief of Staff Randy George to step down from his post as well. Now, two other Army officials, General David Hodney and Major General William Green, have also been removed from their roles recently. Now, since entering the Pentagon, Hegseth has fired more than a dozen senior military officers, including the Chief of Naval Operations and the Air Force's Vice Chief of Staff. Now, Phelan was ousted from his job after he, too, ended up clashing with Hegseth over the implementation of Trump's shipbuilding initiative, according to sources who spoke to multiple news outlets. The secretary's role is largely administrative and includes formulating policies, recruiting, training, and my apologies, and recruiting, training, and equipping the Navy, as well as overseeing budgeting and logistics like construction and repair of naval ships and facilities. There, Phelan, a civilian who had not previously served in the military, was sworn in as Secretary of the Navy in March 2025 after being nominated by President Donald Trump in 2024. The businessman was a major donor to Trump's campaign. The two appeared alongside one another at Mar-a-Lago last December when Trump announced that the U.S. will commission a new series of heavily armed Navy battleship named after himself, part of a revamped Golden Fleet which Phelan supported. But we don't know what has happened for them to now fall out and for him to be shown the exit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, still in the Americas. And let me tell you, it's not wrong. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has ruled out making concession ahead of a further talks with the U.S., while a top U.S. official warned the two countries remain fundamentally misaligned on trade. The comment comes at a tense time for U.S.-Canada trade and as a future of a major North America free trade deal remains unclear. On Wednesday, U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer told Congress that Canada is doubling down on globalization when we're trying to correct for the problems of globalization. Nakani, meanwhile, told reporters that Ottawa will not let the U.S. dictate the terms of free trade negotiation. It is not a case where there is someone making demands and a supplicant, he said. Now, he added, we have a negotiation, we can come to mutually successful outcome. It will take some time. Canada, the U.S. and Mexico are staring down a deadline of the 1st of July for a mandatory review of the free trade agreement between the three countries called the USMCA. That's U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Mexico is due to start formal bilateral negotiations around the U.S. in May. Greer's office has said he and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum meet on Monday. Formal talks between the U.S. and Canada have to get underway, though trade officials are in communication. Canada has already made some concessions to the U.S. in June. It dropped planned tax on big U.S. technology firms after the Trump administration flagged it as an irritant. On Tuesday, Carney convened a new advisory committee on Canada's U.S. trade relations with their first meeting set for next week. John Carres, a former Quebec premier who sits on the new advisory committee, told Broadcaster Radio Canada that the U.S. is looking for a lot of concessions from Canada before bilateral talks begin. So what happens then? Like Trump said, are they going to take it at their 51st state? Well. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK. Exactly 12 o'clock, the time, the morning show, the program. Oh, it's taken to 12 o'clock. Let me put it that way. But let's now come back to some of the stories making the rounds, and this time around in Mexico, where in about 7 weeks' time, there's going to be the World Cup kicking off there. The authorities in Mexico are still piecing together how a typical morning at the ancient pyramid complex of Teotihuacan, one of the country's foremost tourist destinations, descended into terrifying gun violence on Monday. The video footage is disturbing. The gunman stands atop the imposing pyramid of the moon and opens fire on the tourists around him, who cower for cover among the pre-Hispanic stones structures. After the ordeal, a 32-year-old Canadian woman had been killed and the gunman had died from a self-inflicted gun wound. Now, tourists from several nations, including Russia, Colombia, and Brazil, were treated for their injuries in the local hospitals. The fact that visitors from overseas were targeted poses a headache for the government just weeks before Mexico co-hosts the Men's Football World Cup. The shooting came less than 2 months after marksmen gunmen from the Jalisco New Generation cartel unleashed a wave of violence, sowing fear across the country following the killing of their leader El Mencho by the security agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. Okay, we go on. We go on. And this time around, we are in Europe. Let's see what is happening there as well. Thank you to every one of you who have tuned in this morning to listen to us. A very, very sad story this morning. 2 trains have collided head-on in Denmark, leaving 5 critically hurt. 2 trains have collided head-on on a level crossing northwest of Copenhagen, leaving 5 people critically hurt and 12 others with minor injuries, medical officials have said. The trains were traveling early on Thursday on a line linking the towns of Hillerød and Kagerup in the North Zealand area of the northeast Denmark, with a total of 38 people on board, according to police. Tim Ole Simonsen of the Greater Copenhagen Fire Department was unable to say what led to the crash, but told Danish TV that all the injured had been taken to hospital by air or by ambulance. Local Mayor Trine Egertved said she was deeply shaken by the incident. Public broadcaster DR showed images of 2 yellow and gray trains, both with visible damage to the front, facing each other in a wooded area. Officials said the trains collided about 0629 local time, that is 0529 BST, or 0429 GMT, and fire and rescue teams were alerted immediately. Ved, who is the mayor of Gribskov municipality, said those with critical injuries had been flown to the National Hospital in Copenhagen. The local track is used by many Gribskov residents, workers, and students, she wrote. We hope every one of them is doing very, very well. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK at 3 minutes past the top of the hour, and we are still plodding on. Okay, now one other story from Europe as well. Vlad Platonik Nuik, once Moldova's richest man, has been sentenced to 19 years in jail in a banking fraud case known in the country as the theft of the century. Platonik was found guilty of partaking in a 2014-15 fraud, which involved $1 billion at the time, 12% of Moldova's total GDP. He was personally accused of receiving over $40 million from the fraud scheme and was ordered to pay around $60 million to the state in damages. Platonik, or Nick, who denies any wrongdoing, was not present in court. His lawyer said he would appeal. Now, writers say the prosecutor's office argued it had data showing that Platonik used the funds siphoned off from the banks for personal gain. The purchase of an Embraer Legacy 650 aircraft, the acquisition of property, paying for legal, medical, and tourism services, and business investment. The former oligarch was Moldova's richest businessman and a prominent political figure when the theft of the century took place. In 2014, loans worth $1 billion were transferred in 2 days to a series of UK and Hong Kong registered companies whose owners were unknown. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bring it a time to what? 12:05. And let's go on to where? To Asia. And let's see what is happening there as well as we continue with the show. The ex-Filipino president, or Philippines President Duterte, Rodrigo Duterte, the former president of the Philippines, will stand trial for crimes against humanity after judges at the International Criminal Court confirmed his charges. The 81-year-old is accused of an extrajudicial killing of thousands during his deadly war on drugs between 2011 and 2019. Now, those charges were unanimously confirmed by pre-trial judges who had substantial grounds to believe that Duterte had committed the alleged crimes, the ICC said in their statement on Thursday. The confirmation of Duterte's trial comes after several appeals by the ex-president to be released from detention, where he has been held for more than a year. Duterte has refused to recognize the ICC proceedings, arguing that during his presidency in 2019, the Philippines had pulled out of the Rome Statute, the ICC funding agreement. But on Wednesday, judges on the ICC pre-trial chamber ruled that the court could still hear Duterte's case, given that the alleged crimes had happened between 2011 and 2019, while the Philippines was still a member of the ICC. According to the ICC, judges have also authorized more than 500 victims to take part in proceedings. At the heart of the trial is Duterte's war on drugs campaign, which human rights groups say targeted and killed small-time drug dealers while failing to nab the kingpins. The Duterte has denied the allegation, condemning the charges against him as an outrageous lie. The police maintain that they only killed in self-defense. Duterte's lawyers had argued that the former president was unfit to participate in ICC proceedings due to cognitive impairment. But has he? Can any doctor actually prove that he's got cognitive impairment there? So I would say, yeah, because of that, so we cannot try him. And he said, well, we were out of the ICC by what time? 2019, we were out. So, but they say the crimes that were committed before you came out, that is what they are looking at. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, what an interesting time that we live when others perpetrate ills that we can all see. That one, we can't touch them. Others, we catch them. Yeah, we catch them quickly. Well. Is there any justice in the world? All right. Now, Iran has received the first toll from shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. The deputy speaker of the Iranian parliament says he did not say who paid the tolls or how much they were. And it has not been verified by our sources as well. Donald Trump has previously said the U.S. will target ships if they pay Iran to use the strait. Earlier, Trump said there was no time pressure on ending the war with Iran. Iran's chief negotiator said on Wednesday it was not possible to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, accusing the U.S. and Israel of breaching the ceasefire. Yesterday, Iran attacked 3 cargo ships as they tried to pass through the Strait of Hormuz and claimed it seized 2 of them. Ordinary people in Tehran are worried. Well, that's what reporters are saying. But what do you think? So, what will bring about the end of this war? If you are listening to us, what do you think will bring about the end to this war? Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a break, and once we come back, we continue with the show. But as I did announce, the line is still open. Feel free if you want to call in. It's via Teams, and just look for Starr Radio UK, and I can hear, or I will hear your voice.
Now.
Hey, beautiful people. I'm May Queen, and something powerful is landing on the 1st of March 2026. The Make You Lounge, where faith meets vibe, where culture meets conversation, and where creativity meets purpose. Broadcasting live from London with strong diaspora root from the Make You Lounge every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. This isn't just a radio show, it is a movement. So lock it in, tell a friend, pull up to the lounge, because in the May Queen Lounge, we build legacy while we vibe. See you Sunday at 7 p.m.
I am recording from the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandu. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and let me kick it off from here. Now, the Make You Lounge returns on Sunday. That is the 26th of April. Exactly at 7 p.m. And May Queen will be hosting Sharon J, who is a UK-based award-winning hair and beauty stylist entrepreneur. So you want to have, our ladies who like nice hair and all that stuff, boy, look no further. Just check in with her, and you are with the program, and you will enjoy all that you got to know. Yes, the time again, it's 7 p.m. there. Make You Lounge with May Queen. And a special guest, Sharon J. All right then, Starr Radio UK. And then, yes, this important one. For all your accountancy issues, GIL Accountancy Services. your trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, helping you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Now, reliable accounting and tax support you can trust. At GIL Accountancy Services, we provide tailored accounting, tax, and business advisory solution, giving you peace of mind and helping your business thrive. There is free initial consultation. What are the services? Well, accounts preparation, personal and business tax returns, bookkeeping, payroll, and management accounts, VAT returns and VAT advisory, tax planning and business advisory, gift aid and claims. Who do we support? Self-employed individuals, landlords, and property. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK. Let's take a quick break and I will be with you. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes. So for all your accounting issues, just get in touch with GIL Accountancy Services. Take control of your finances today. Call 0796-124-8834, 0796-124-8834, or email them at dan@gilaccountants.com, dan@gilaccountants.com. Or you can go to their website, and that is www.gilaccountants.com, www.gilaccountants.com, and they will be of help to you. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And now let's move on to the latter part of the program, where we got another 13 minutes to bring the program to a close. And this time round, we are in Africa. Well, quite interesting. A total of 518 people died in Tanzania from unnatural causes in the wake of widespread protests that followed last year's general election. The Commission of Inquiry set up to investigate the violence has announced who set it up. However, Commission Chairman Mohammed Chande Othman did not say who was responsible for the deaths and recommended further investigation. The opposition parties and human rights groups have accused the security forces of unleashing a brutal crackdown on anti-government protests. President Samia Suluhu Hassan was declared the winner of the 29th October election with, can you guess, 98% of the votes, which the opposition described as a mockery of democracy. Now, the president said the election was fair and transparent. You know, all the time when we go for elections, The one who wins says, this is fair. This is fair. This is fair. That's what they say. They always say, this is fair. However, she blamed foreigners for the violence and said it was part of a plot to overthrow her. This is the first the authorities have said how many people died. Now, most of those who died, 490, were male, Othman said. The commission identified several causes of the violence, citing economic, political, and social issues, including demands for political reforms, unemployment, and lack of patriotism. Now, he said politicians and activists use these issues to persuade citizens to take part in protests. It added that the protests were neither peaceful nor lawful and will not qualify for legal protection. Quite an interesting one, right? Now, Othman said the violence was as a result of multiple factors, some of which have existed for many years. We are dealing with both long-standing issues that have persisted over time and immediate triggers that ignited tensions on the ground. He said, as he presented the report, opposition parties have raised concerns about the 9-member commission appointed by the president, Samia, accusing it of lacking independence and impartiality to investigate the violence. The commission began to work on the 20th of November with a mandate to determine the root cause of the violence, who was involved, and for what purpose. It was also asked with examining the consequences of the unrest, the response to it, and make recommendation on the way forward. It collected evidence from across the country, from ordinary citizens, victims, political leaders, and security agencies. Some of its sessions were held in private. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, as we continue just bear with me. All right then, Starr Radio UK. All right, so now moving on to the final bits of the stories, but still on the African front. So, you know, when somebody comes in and says, well, we are advocating for freedom and democracy, at what point does a freedom actually entails freedom? But we go on killing people who don't agree with us. Well, another story. Well, this banter has been going on for some time. This man is dead, but it's been 10 months on. He's still not being laid to rest. So his soul is not resting, I bet you. Now, just hours after the Zambia government said it had taken possession of ex-president Edgar Lungu's body, a court in South Africa where Lungu died had ordered the body to be returned. Now, it is the latest twist in the 10-month saga over what should happen to his remains following a long-standing feud between Lungu and his successor, President Hakainde Hichilema. The government has long maintained that as a former head of state, Lungu should be honored in the country and buried alongside his predecessors in the special presidential burial ground in the capital, Lusaka. But Lungu's family wanted a private burial after negotiations with the government over the funeral arrangement broke down. Now, last August, the South African High Court in Pretoria ruled that Zambia's government could repatriate the body and give him a state funeral, an outcome that left Lungu's relatives visibly distraught in the courtroom. The family appealed against the decision, but in a surprise announcement late on Wednesday night, Zambia's government said Lungu's remains had been formally transferred to the state by the South African court. According to the statement, the transfer occurred after Lungu's family were unable to proceed with their case at the appeals court. But just few hours, the same South African court ordered the Zambia government to return the body. I said, if they want to have whatever, just give it to them. Give it to them. I don't want the state to be wasting its resources, because all these legal wranglings and everything costs money, right?
Okay. Now, the former president died on of an undisclosed illness, age 68, at a clinic in South Africa, Pretoria. Chaos ensued following his death, with mourners receiving conflicting information from the government and Lungo's political party, the Patriotic Front, PF. Well, so what do you think? What do you think? What do you think there? Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK. Just in the next 6 minutes, we're going to bring the program to a close there. So don't you worry at all. Don't worry. Be happy as we continue with the show. Starr. Now, moving on to other parts of Africa as well. Okay. Let's hit on straight to Niger. We'll bring you one story from Nigeria, and this pertains to the 2027 elections and preparations towards that. Now, the PDP leader, Atiku Abubakar, is calling for an amendment on the Electoral Act. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has argued or urged the National Assembly of Nigeria to urgently amend the Electoral Act, warning that a controversial provision will enable ballot manipulation and erode public trust in elections. In a statement issued on Wednesday by his aide, Frank Shaibu, Atiku criticized Section 63 of the law, which permits a returning officer to count ballot papers lacking official marks at their discretion. And I believe I agree with him in total, because if I can get there are some that are supposed to have been stamped before it was before the tampering or the voting took place, and as we say, some people have brought some in there, they didn't have that, and I have to use my discretion. So I'm in favor of the ruling government, or I'm in favor of candidate A or candidate B, and I decide, okay, now let's count it or add it to it. Then what am I doing? So he argued that such latitudes introduces subjectivity into a process that demands strict standards. The leadership of the National Assembly should have been more cautious and casual in handling provisions that touch the very heart of our democracy, he said. According to the former vice president, lawmakers failed to exercise sufficient caution in safeguarding the integrity of the electoral framework. He stressed that a ballot paper is a legal instrument whose validity must be clear-cut, not left to interpretation. A ballot paper is not an ordinary piece of paper. It's a legal instrument whose authenticity is central to the credibility of the entire electoral process. So if it had to be endorsed or stamped before the person takes it to vote, that should be it. So who do you support in this case? And I think I support Atiku Abubakar 2001 percentage points, if there is anything of the sort. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, as we draw the program to a close with this last story. The Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Accra Digital Center, Adwa Japoma and Song Esquire, has argued that recent High Court ruling on the prosecutorial powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor is a matter of procedural law rather than a political conspiracy by the government. Now speaking, Ansong said she had not fathomed why the presidency of the National Democratic Congress could be accused of orchestrating the legal challenge. She continued that the High Court ruling was rather the result of a private citizen's lawyer successfully identifying and utilizing a loophole in the law to defend their client. The legal practitioner further clarified that the applicant, Mr. Peter Archibald Hyde, did not seek a constitutional interpretation at the High Court, but rather filed for a quo warranto, which she explained as a prerogative writ used to challenge the authority by which a person exercises a public office or power. Lawyer Anson continued that under the Article 141 of the Constitution, the High Court possesses
supervisory jurisdiction, allowing it to issue remedies such as certiorari, mandamus, and qua warranto, or quo warranto. Now, this man went to question the authority with which the special prosecutor was prosecuting him. For this quo warranto to work, it must be proven that the respondent is exercising this power without law authority, he said. To continue that the crux of the High Court decision rested on the Office of the Special Prosecutor inability to provide a specific authorization form. She pointed out that while sections of Act 959, the OSP Act, provides the office with its mandate, it must be read alongside Article 88 of the Constitution, which vests all prosecutorial powers in the Attorney General. So they're saying the government cannot do much there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is why I have to bring the program to a close for the day. It's gone 12:30. And until I come your way tomorrow with a Friday edition of the morning show, I end this way with this advert. And I see you all tomorrow. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. I'm out like that. See you all tomorrow. Bye for now.
Hey, beautiful people. I'm May Queen, and something powerful is landing on the 1st of March 2026. The Make You Lounge, where faith meets vibe, where culture meets conversation, and where creativity meets purpose. Broadcasting live from London with strong diaspora root from the Make You Lounge every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. This isn't just a radio show, it is a movement. So lock it in, tell a friend, pull up to the lounge, because in the May Queen Lounge, we build legacy while we vibe. See you Sunday at 7 p.m.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.